Hi, I'm Dr. Elliot from ElliotOracle.com, and I am also the author of Fearless Tarot, How to Give a Positive Reading in Any Situation, which is due out from Llewellyn Books this October, and it's already available for pre-order. So let's get to our Tarotscopes for April 2020. In this four-part series, this is going to be video 1, and we're going to go into the 3 astrological signs of Aries, Taurus, and Gemini. So if you're an Aries, or you have a lot of Aries in your chart, this is going to be the message for you to keep in mind over this month of April. And we're just going to do 3 cards and see how they interact with one another. First card for Aries, 10 of Wands. Second card, 4 of Cups. And finally, Page of Wands. Okay. So for Aries this month, the 10 of Wands is indicating that there is a lot on your shoulders. There's a lot of burdens, there's a lot of stress, and there's just a sense that you're lugging something really heavy over that field. However, whenever we see that 10 of Wands, it shows the figure who is almost at the finish line. He's just about to cross it. And you can see also his labors are for a good purpose. You can see that home in the background. And so when the 10 of Wands comes up, it indicates that a lot of energy is being expended right now, but it's for a worthy project. It's a worthwhile pursuit. What there's also going on with the Aries right now is that 4 of Cups, which is indicating that right now it's important to accept help or accept good things when they're being offered to you at this time. A lot of times the 4 of Cups can depict like that martyr syndrome where you're just saying, no, I can do it all by myself, it's fine. But the 4 of Cups is saying that there's a gift being offered to you right now, and if you're too brooding, if you're too in your head, if you're too focused on a problem right now, you may not be able to see the solution, and you may not be in a position of accepting the help when it's offered. Whenever we see that 4 of Cups, it's advising you to just say thank you. When someone is trying to do something good for you, it's a good card to allow them to do it. And when I see the 4 of Cups next to the 10 of Wands, it just looks like there is a lot on your mind right now. There's a lot to do. But it's important as well to sometimes come out of your mind and look around you at the miracles that are happening, at where the energy is going that's positive at this time. In the case of the 4 of Cups, again, that guy is in his head so much, he's not even seen the miracle of that hand offering him the golden cup out of the cloud. And so this could be an important time for you, Aries, to be aware of your surroundings and be aware of the good things that are also trying to find their way to you. And then finally, we got that quintessential Aries card of the Page of Wands. It's a card of aspiration. And this is saying that as we get toward the tail end of the month for Aries, there's a sense of renewed optimism and also goals that can be acted upon. There's a reason to still feel hopeful when we see the Page of Wands. He's indicating that there's growth happening. And although it may appear that things are a little bit of a struggle right now with that 10 of Wands, the Wands cards, especially for Aries, are indicating significant growth this next month. And so it could just indicate that this is a time to surrender to your growing process and to realize that it doesn't all have to be perfect right now, but sometimes it's just important to tend your goals as they improve. And again, I just get this hopeful or optimistic sense that you're almost in the clear. So that is the message for Aries for April. Next, we're going to go into Taurus. So if you are a Taurus or you have a lot of Taurus in your chart, this is going to be the message for you. First card for Taurus is Death Reversed. Second card, Hermit. And finally for Taurus, 5 of Pentacles. Okay, so there's a lot of worries going on for Taurus this month that have to do with security. The 5 of Pentacles sometimes has to do with financial security, worries about money, anxiety. But the important thing to remember with that 5 of Pentacles is that the figures that are on the card can have their place in that church if they decide to go in there. So sometimes this card is all about finding your sense of worth again so that you feel worthy of showing up for the world and putting your best forward and connecting again. When we see the Death card reversed, it can indicate a resistance to change. And Taurus has been known for sometimes being a little stubborn or kind of locked into being fixed in the way things are. And so there is a resistance to the change. However, right now, the change is offering a really important insight, and that's coming in the form of that Hermit card. This isn't the time for Taurus to be out in the world, making money, being stable or secure, or putting all their energy into that kind of focus. Instead, the Hermit is calling you inward. And so for Taurus this next month, this could be a really good time for you to examine yourself and reconnect with your inner life. It's also important to maybe take an inventory of the things that you're holding on to or outcomes that you're attached to that it's time to release, that you've known you've outgrown quite a while ago. Also, the Hermit card is just saying that your inner wisdom is going to be your guide. In fact, for the month of April for Taurus, it might feel like you're going through the dark, a lot like that Hermit card. But it's indicating that even though you don't have all the answers about finances, for example, or how things are going to change or pan out with that Death card reversed, the Hermit is telling you you do know the next steps to take that are in front of you. And right now it's important to just take those next steps that you can see, and pretty soon you will arrive at your destination. The Hermit will always guide you out of dark places, so don't let your fear get the better of you this next month. And then finally, we're going to go into the sign of Gemini. So if you are a Gemini or you have a lot of Gemini in your chart, this is going to be the message for you. First card, Ace of Wands. Next, Temperance. And finally, the World. Wow, very empowering month for Gemini. Number one, we get those really inspired ideas of that Ace of Wands, which just indicates that creatively, this could be a very active time for Gemini, where you're getting inventive, you're thinking of new ideas, you're thinking of new solutions. Also with that Ace of Wands, you can see that old ruined castle in the background, which is indicating that the old ways are crumbling, the old systems are kind of being swept away, but the aces in the tarot always indicate a new beginning, and in the case of the Ace of Wands, this is just a very inspired and exciting time, where you really get to put some focus into some new ideas or new projects. And whenever that divine inspiration hits you with that Ace of Wands, it's important to act on it quickly. The Ace of Wands is saying to act fast on your inspired ideas and to get them in writing, to get them out on paper, and just so they get recorded in some way and don't go fleeting off. It's important to record them and really pay attention to what is being brought to the fore from your inspired thought. And then finally, we got that Temperance card and World card. Two major arcana cards, which are really indicating that this is a very good time to go inward. Temperance is all about rebalancing your life. The Angel of Temperance is pouring one full cup of water into an empty cup. And that is symbolizing that at this time, it's important to see that where all the energy has been pulling to, what's been sucking up all the oxygen, needs to be balanced with something that might have felt neglected for a while. Sometimes temperance is all about pulling away from the thing that's causing the imbalance, and instead of reinvesting some of that energy into something that's fulfilling for you or makes you feel whole or complete. And temperance is always a healing card, so this could just be a really intensive healing month. But finally, we get that World card, which says graduation, movement forward. For Gemini, this is going to be a time in your life, especially over this next month, where there's a rite of passage happening. There's an initiation into a whole new phase of your life right now. And there's also a completion of the old. So whenever we see the World card, it just says that your mind is coming full circle, and old cycles that you might have been repeating or that you might have felt stuck on the hamster wheel with are finally feeling like they are finishing, and you're able to move forward light and free. And the last thing I'll say about the World card is she's holding those two white wands. And we see that white wand on one other card in the tarot, and that's the Magician. But he only holds that wand in his right hand. And that's indicating that he is focused on putting the energy outward, toward manifesting, toward doing. The mastery of the World card symbolizes that not only have you been working on your output or what you're putting out into the world, but right now you're also mastering the art of receiving. The wand is also in the left hand. So this could be an important time to really give back to yourself and to accept help or good things when they're being offered. So that is video 1. I do hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please visit me at elliotoracle.com and book a personal tarot session with me. These little mini readings are wonderful, but they're nothing compared to a one-on-one reading that goes into all of your cares and concerns. Otherwise, I hope you all stay safe and find happiness over this month of April, and do take care. I'll see you next time.